Why is having women in leadership important? When we have more women in leadership, we have a more just and equitable society. Full stop. That is why I'm doing this. We need more people to help, and everybody can help. Welcome back to a part 2 of our special Inspiring Women Q&A episode. Last time, my producer, Christina Von Vuren, and I talked about my own career journey and my own leadership evolution. And today, we're diving into the story behind Inspiring Women, why I started it, what I've learned, and where we're headed. Let's pick up where we left off.
What inspired you to create the Inspiring Women podcast? Was there a specific moment or realization that made you think this needs to exist?
Yes, yes, there was. So I've started Inspiring Women over 4 years ago. And the moment in time for me was I was reading the latest McKinsey Women in the Workplace report. And now I've been in healthcare technology, innovation, leadership for going on 30 years now. And I was reading this report, and it was the same old: women are making steady progress in leadership, but we're not making it fast enough. And this was right around the time of the pandemic. And at that moment in time, I was just, again, after all these years, these years of being a leader, of being a mentor, of being a coach, of helping other women, I was just frustrated. How can this be? Like, how can we be here at this, decades later, and only having had steady but incremental progress? I was working with a lot of startup companies, women founders and CEOs. The funding was at a paltry 2%, incredibly low. And so I decided to do something, and I just felt I needed to take action. And I chose a podcast because I like the format. I'd been on several podcasts. It was accessible. I enjoy podcasts myself. So I just decided to put my energy towards that. The concept is so simple: inspiring women. All I do is I talk to other inspiring, incredible, accomplished women at all stages of a career journey. I like to share their stories. And what I hope is that others can hear something that speaks to them. Everyone's way of showing up, of being a leader, of advancing themselves is different. And so we need different styles, and we need to hear it from other people who, whether they look like us or do the same thing as us. I'm really proud of having spoken to over 200 women on Inspiring Women. I've learned a lot, so much from these conversations, and I continue to do it and get energized from every single conversation I have.
Your podcast has featured so many accomplished women. What patterns or common threads have you discovered that maybe surprised you?
Well, I don't know that it's surprising, but the moments in these conversations that I love the most, every accomplished woman, when you see them and they show up and they're speaking so impactfully and powerfully, it seems easy. And I'm sort of wowed by who I'm talking to. But I like to try to draw out those moments in time when that same person wasn't all that they are in terms of the person that I'm talking to. And those moments before they were all that, how did they make that leap? Was it a person, a conversation, a situation? And it's always, it's never one moment. It's many, many moments. But those are the moments that are the real pearls of you just can get something that I feel like are the nuggets for other women to hear it, that the feedback that I get from listeners is like, oh, wow, it was that. I actually was able to do that. I was just in that situation. I took that chance because I heard what you were saying to whomever I was talking to that particular week. So that's one of my favorite parts of these conversations. And then the other thing that I would just say is maybe this is surprising that even the most powerful, most accomplished women, they still have their own sort of like next levels that they're trying to get at. There is no woman who is done learning, who is done trying to do some next important thing at whatever stage of their journey they're in. I find that inspiring, that energy, that passion that people bring. It seems the more successful you are, the more you want to contribute in a larger way to society.
Laurie, what's your ultimate vision for the inspiring women community?
I am so hopeful that more and more women and men listen to inspiring women, listen to these inspiring women's stories, their advice. And I simply want to grow the number of people, and all of the entire purpose is to advance more women into leadership. I get as many comments from men who listen to inspiring women as I do from women, because it helps them. It helps them understand sort of like, what people are dealing with and how they can be supportive. Allies is the word that we use today. But I've been really pleased with that response from so many male colleagues in my network, as well as the expanded audience network that is out there. So I think just like bigger and more is what I'm looking for. But the impact I am hoping to have is that more women advance into leadership because they learn something through the voices of others.
If you could have dinner with any woman leader, living or historical, who would it be?
I would really like to meet Katie Couric. I think she is an amazing talent and interviewer, and draws out some incredible, questions and nuggets. So I would like to just learn from her. Katie Couric is my top choice.
What is your mantra for tough days?
Chardonnay. Is that wrong? No, that's wrong.
That's a great one.
That's it. That's all I got.
What book do you think every woman leader should read?
I don't have a book. I've read hundreds of books, hundreds of business books. I read lots of books from guests, and everyone should continue to read. People have lots of things to say. They're not just all AI generated. They are interesting. People have impactful stories. So I would just say, be a voracious learner, reader, and consume all kinds of information, media content from others, not just your industry. The world is big. It is changing. We can learn from everywhere.
All right, last question. What question do you wish more people would ask you?
I guess I wish more people would ask me, how can I do more? How can I be bolder? How can I have more impact? I would like more people to lean into these important moments that we're in. I would like more successful people who have the opportunity to do more for others, to understand that responsibility and the choices that they can make to advance the next generation of women into leadership. I mean, that is the thing that's important to me. And everybody has the opportunity to contribute to that. Why is having women in leadership important? When we have more women in leadership, we have a more just and equitable society. Full stop. That is why I'm doing this. We need more people to help, and everybody can help. Hey, this is Laurie with a quick reminder that you can find all our episodes, show notes, and leadership resources at inspiringwomen.show. We've got over 200 conversations waiting for you there. Thanks for your support.